Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ambassador of the Republic of Indonesia, His Excellency Dr. Dino Djalal.
Thank you, and thank you for not announcing me as one of the models. So thank you very much. I'm very glad to see all of you here tonight. Let me begin by acknowledging several people. Some of my good friends are here. I want to recognize my very good friend, our ambassador to the United States, Hassan Kleip, and United Nations. That's me. United States is me. Sorry. United Nations Ambassador Hassan Kleip and Nonon. Yeah. Let me also ask, all our consul generals from the United States, throughout the United States are here today, so I want to ask them to stand up so they can be recognized. Can I also introduce my wife, Rosa Rai Jalal. Excuse me, how come I didn't get that? I want to also ask, I can't name them one by one, but I want to ask all the sponsors who are here, including, of course, Jack Garrity, our good friend, to all rise up and so we can all give you a big round of applause. Thank you all. And, well, you know, I'm having such a great time. Today I had a blast telling all the men wearing batik that they're wearing girls' batik. Including Russell, but he didn't buy it. But some of them bought it, and you could see the look on in their face when I told them that. No, you're all wearing men's batik, don't worry. My name is Dino Djalal. I came here about 6 months ago. I'm the new ambassador of Indonesia in Washington, D.C. I arrived in September with my wife and 3 children. Actually, my oldest daughter, Alexa, was one of the first dancers. She was dressed 5-year-old in a red costume. So 6 months, a lot has happened in 6 months. You know, 6 months ago when I arrived, all my kids didn't speak English, and they were so innocent. You know, they had no idea about America. Now my oldest daughter, the 6-year-old, is an exotic dancer around D.C. My son Keanu, who's sitting right there, he's using his martial arts skills to steal lunch boxes from his friends at school. And my youngest daughter, Chloe, she's got a big poster of this guy called Justin Bieber in my house. I'm losing control of my family. I want to thank everybody for coming here today. We're very excited about this project. To tell you the truth, this is, I think, the first time that this project, something like this, has ever been done in terms of trying to get batik to be expressed in another country's viewpoint. So we're very excited about this project and its prospects. Let me tell you why I think this project is special. First is the fact that I think the era that we're living in now, the 21st century, is going to be an era of confluence and fusion, right? Between civilizations, between cultures, between ideas, between innovations, right? And you're going to see a process of fusion and confluence that we have never seen before in human history. You know, the East and West, the North and South, the East and North, West and South, they're all going to mix it up together, right? And the beautiful thing about this process is that unlike the world of geopolitics, unlike the world of resources competition, unlike the world of corporate competition, the more the process of cultural fusion and confluence happens, the better it is for everybody. Because it's not as we're not throwing bricks at one another. Yeah? We're throwing something that is mutually enriching. So all of us can benefit from this rich process of confluence and fusion. And the second reason why this project is interesting is because in Indonesia, but also you see this throughout Asia, there is a cultural renaissance taking place. You read a lot about the Asian century. The judgment is still up in the air on that. But certainly throughout Asia, in many parts, not all, but in many parts, you see a sense of confidence and self-esteem coming to the fore. You hear the terms emerging democracy, of which Indonesia is one. You hear the term emerging economies, of which Indonesia is one. But it's not just politically and economically, culturally also, there is a sense of renewed confidence and an eagerness to project ourselves to the world, not just in Indonesia, but also among many Asian nations. And this is why we're doing this project to challenge American fashion and graphic designers to design the American batik. What I want to tell them is that, you see this batik, you see all the great pattern. It's more than just dots and lines on a cloth. It's a lot more than that. Batik is a very spiritual thing. It's been with us for centuries. Now, every batik has a story to tell. If you look at the batiks that is worn by everybody, I challenge you to find 2 batiks that are the same, right? Every batik is unique. Every batik has their own individuality. And why is this? Because there's so much soul, so much heart and soul that we put into the design of batik. Now, I have this theory, unproven, but I think it's true. The reason why batik is so rich is probably because for centuries we were oppressed through colonialism. Yeah? And centuries of colonialism meant that about 98% of our population were illiterate. We were denied political and economic rights. And perhaps one of the very few ways we could express our creative powers was in the art of batik. Yeah? That's why when you see Indonesia, when you see batik, you really see the heart of soul of batik. Batik is not just about lines, as I said, it's about themes. You see themes of hope, of triumph, of tears, of marriage, of friendship. There are so many different themes that is expressed through batik. Now, if the previous story of batik in the past centuries has been perhaps about oppressive feelings, in the 21st century, and especially in the 20th century, and especially in the 21st century, it's a different kind of feeling that is expressed through batik. It's a feeling of rejoice, of renewed confidence, of happiness, of a modern Indonesia, perhaps even of democracy, although I haven't heard the term democratic batik. But this is going to be a very interesting experiment. The experiment of making something old and traditional into something new and modern. It's the experiment of finding out what happens when you ask American designers not just to learn about batik, but to feel its soul and to inject the American emotional content and American spirit and style into the art of batik. And I'm very, very curious, and I can't wait to see the end product of this competition. You know, when people make a metaphor about Indonesia, it's usually about an animal, you know. It's usually banteng. You know, China is the dragon, right? And India is the elephant. And in Indonesia, we call it banteng, the buffalo with the horn, right? Which is fine, you know, but but I think if you want to find the best metaphor of Indonesia, I wouldn't pick an animal. I would choose batik. Right? Why is that? Because batik is unique and intricate. No two batiks are alike. It's full of individuality and creative content. It is rich in texture and complex in character. It is traditional as well as modern. It is full of dignity. It is versatile and constantly evolving. And it comes together by way of a delicate process. And most of all, batik is beautiful, is resilient, and is proud. Just like you, just like our children, and just like Indonesia. I thank you.
By sounding the gong, Ambassador Dino and other Indonesian head of mission in the United States will launch this competition. Please, Ambassador.
This is Indonesian contribution to the American culture, the culture.
And the American Batik Design Competition is officially launched. Thank you very much. Terima kasih, Bapak. Thank you, Ambassador.